Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is the Object 261. It's the Tier 10 Soviet SPG. Located on the south spawn of Tundra, this one is under the command of Deathnub. Now, we've seen a lot of replays coming out for the Object 261 recently. Lots of people playing it. Don't know why, but I suspect that they're having a lot of fun with it all the same. There's two Object 261s in this game. Game on. Well, Deathnub hasn't moved yet, but he is loading. At least that's in his favour. Standard reload is 30.68 seconds. He's got 25.95. Now, this Arty is based on the IS-7, so basically it's a heavy tank, except for, of course, the gun shield, which is, well, open and also fairly light. Okay, 18 centimeter howitzer, capable of 800 alpha, and he's now aiming for an enemy target. Just dialing in. Fires one in. Oh, moved away after firing, so we didn't get to see anything. It looks like I'm going to have to take control of the camera as he fires, otherwise we won't get to see anything at all. Well, interestingly, he's actually decided to go off to the east side of the map. Ooh, knocking the bushes down is not always a great idea. If you do that, it tells everyone where you are, but he does have a good shot at these enemy tanks. Rounds out. Oh, that was a good one. That's a direct hit. E75 took the shots. 324 hit points, which is a non-penetrating round, but he did stun the E75 and the Conqueror, and the E75 didn't like it. He's pulled straight back, and from the amount of stun that was on those enemy tanks, it appears that the Arty, the other Object 261, over the other side of the battlefield, actually pulled back and fired around in. Oh, he's got it again. He hit the Charfuture 4 this time. A very nicely angled shot right into the corner. Very difficult to get shots in there because the rocks tend to get in the way, and this Arty does have a fairly low trajectory. He's almost loaded. Now he's aiming for the marsh or the river. Here we go. Rounds out. Another direct hit. This time it's 355, but it's actually the stun assist that he's getting as well. And there's another tank directly behind us. The same E75 he just hit a short while ago. And he's going to be loaded very shortly. Well, the E100 just went down to our Striv 1030, and we've almost got another round in the breach. Rounds out. Well, that was the first one that he actually did directly hit it, but only got 255, but he got loads of stun assists, but he was just spotted by the enemy, and the reason he was spotted is this thing. Yep, unfortunately an EBR 90, or 105 actually. Oh, and he rammed him, and he ram-killed him. Brilliant. Yep, that EBR made a big mistake, because of course he tussled with somebody who happens to be a heavy tank in disguise. Yes, it's an IS-7 hull. You don't ram a IS-7 hull and hope to come out of it okay if you're in a light tank. It's just simply not going to happen. And just look at the wreck there of that EBR 105 who's now smouldering, whilst Deathnub, well, he's still okay. He did take one 105mm round, but I don't think he's too worried about that. Rounds out the other Charfuture, and yes, he gets another hit on that guy as well. There's two Charfuture 4s in the game, so he's hit both of them now, because the other one's still over the other side of the battlefield. Okay, well, there was a Striv 1030 somewhere up here. There he is. Okay, can he get a shot? He's loaded. Rounds out. Looks good. And that's the first shot that actually missed the target, but it still splashed him for 260 hit points. And an enemy Arty has been spotted now, an Object 261. We're not looking in that direction though, because there's a Conqueror somewhere around about there. And we're trying to get a shot on him instead. In fact, the enemy 261 got killed by our E75. Meanwhile, oh, no, we found one of the other Artys. It's the T92 HMC, and he didn't last very long because a Jaeger just found him, and so he's out the game. And now we're 3 up on the enemy. Score 7-4. They've got a Death Star there, and he just hit him with a direct hit. So Deathnub's having a great game so far. 2,205 hit points of actual damage and 4,272 of stun assist. This is a blinding game, absolutely fantastic game. Huge amount of damage. And he still only used 8 rounds of his ammo. Okay, the next target's going to be that Charpu 4 again. He's dialing in, he's almost ready to go. Rounds out. Oh, well, it's a splash. 251. He had to use his first aid kit to get rid of the stun, and the E75 is now attacking him. Meanwhile, up on the hill, we're dialing in on an E75. We're almost loaded. We're 4 up on the enemy now. This is a really good game. Loaded. Rounds out straight away. Goes over the top of the E75 and lands behind him. I think that's the first shot that we've seen where it didn't go exactly where we wanted it. He's waiting for the reload to go through. We are capping at the moment. I don't understand why people do that when they know full well that we've actually got a good game going. And again, the shot goes over the top of the E75. He might need to reposition if he's going to get a better shot at that E75. But so far, this position's worked very well for him. There's only 3 enemy tanks left, and 2 of those are actually around this area. Concept 1B gets out of the way. We'll put a round into the E75. Rounds out. Yes! Right into his side, and it's a kill shot. So 2,635 hit points of actual damage now. And finally, the last... Oh, no, it's the weapon trader's gone. It wasn't the last one. There's still one more, and he's just gone. And so that's the end of the game. It's a victory for Deathnub. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Deathnub in the Object 261. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 8 in that one. And he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And he certainly was splatting as many tanks as he could get his hands on. The win rate was 3,423, which is Super Unicum standard, but I think his performance when it came to the EBR 105 was more than Super Unicum because he managed to fend off that little pest and get rid of him by ramming him in the end. And the EBR effectively allowed him to do it, which was a stupid thing by the EBR. Just goes to show that Deathnub kept his cool and finished off the vermin the quickest way possible. If we look at the team score, well, we can see that he actually got the second highest damage in the game because the M103 managed 4,135 hit points and Deathnub managed 3,057. And the third highest damage went to the EBR 105 on his team with 2,836. So obviously he wasn't ramming the enemy tanks and coming a cropper. When it came to kills, though, it was actually the Jaeger who did the best with 3 kills. 2 kills went to the M103 and also to Deathnub and the CC1 Mark II. Only 1 player on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill, and that was their Conqueror. When it came to base XP, he's actually in second place again. The M103 managed 1,189, whilst Deathnub managed 1,125, and they were the only 2 players to get over 1,000, with the next highest being the Concept 1B with 883. Deathnub fired 12 rounds in the game, so he still had plenty of ammo left. 8 rounds at the end of the game. 8 direct hits on the enemy. No penetrations, but 13 splash. damage of 3,057 hit points, of which 2,739 were at more than 300 meters. So he did do some close range damage, and of course that was on the EBR. He did receive one hit from the EBR. It was a penetrating shot. Well, it was a 105mm round, but that was the last shot the EBR managed to fire because he got wiped out very shortly afterwards. 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed, 4,607 hit points of stun assist off 10 stuns, so a decent amount of stun assist as well. He earned 52,421 credits for the battle, and after repair and ammunition resupply, still made a profit of 6,472 credits off a free-to-play account. He would have made a much bigger profit off a premium account, but yes, playing free-to-play, he still made a profit at tier 10, and that is very difficult with a tier 10 tank. 1,125 base XP. Same again after there wasn't any bonus out of this one because he'd already had one winning game of the day. So a very good round by Deathnub. Loved the kill on the EPR. That was just very, very amusing because you don't often see people who drive those pests who actually get it completely wrong and try to ram an enemy Arty to death when they forget that this happens to be a heavy tank in disguise. But well done, Deathnub. Second highest damage, nice ace tanker, good Confederate too. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.